Welcome to the ring with Arena Australis. I am Fish on a heater, and this is not Dr. Trotter. He's on holiday at the moment. Do you want to introduce yourself, man?
I hope he's having a good holiday. Lucky for some. Lucky it was Labour weekend actually here, so we did get an extra day holiday. But what's up, everybody? My name is djblaze, all the way from New Zealand.
So yeah, you are a big staff member in the I can never quite pronounce it properly PvPA. How do you pronounce it again?
PvPA, PvP Aotearoa. So it is a
Aotearoa.
Māori name. So you got to think of those different vowels. It's
Right,
not quite the
right.
same vowels.
Yeah. So you basically cater to all sorts of new and experienced battlers in specifically New Zealand.
Yeah, so we try and it's participation is a big thing that we really focus on as well. So it's just trying to get as many people into the world of PvP to hopefully try and boost up the ranks within the community, and also just get more people battling. It's the only way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most fun you can have playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, it definitely is. I remember the first day where we saw Pokemon Go when it first came out. We're like, PvP, please, just give us PvP, and
Yeah, let us
we can die
battle.
happy.
It's the
Just
whole
battle.
point.
We're chasing these Pokemon all across the world. Can we just please battle with them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you, if this is your first time watching the ring, the way it works is we've got carryover champion from the previous week who picks a meta and takes on a challenger in a set of 5, and whoever wins that will become the new champion for next week. The the challengers can be brought from anywhere in Australia or New Zealand, which is why we decided to reach across the pond to DJ Blaze while Trotter was away. So DJ Blaze, did you want to tell us a bit about the meta that we're running today?
So, interesting little meta they've decided to come up with this time, and it is a single typing meta. So it means each Pokemon can only have a single type. So none of these shift trees or anything else running around that have 2 types. It is only a single typing, which is makes it pretty interesting. It's a bit of a throwback to the phone going off. A bit of a throwback to the the mainline series, the first generation that hadn't had too many double types in there. So it's going to be
Yeah,
interesting
yeah,
to
that's
see
a
how
good
this
point. So
works out.
you're thinking a lot more earlier gen Pokemon.
Definitely, that was pretty much what I was raised on too. So
Same here. So last week's champion was Krisader, who has won. This will be week 3 for him now, and he's coming up against a challenger who we have seen before. His name is Epic Cactus. So Cactus may be remembered. He has a particular place in the ring's history for he got 2 sweeps in a row. He went 10-0 with his battles. He got 2 replays, and then he ended up not using them because in came Sesame This, the legendary Sesame This, and swept him in turn. So left with 2 replays in hand, and then Sesame This, of course, went on to become the ring's most successful battler. So Epic Cactus is back, and he is looking for revenge.
he must be out for some vengeance with that. That sounds like a interesting little backstory.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
will be interesting to see how this plays out.
So here are the teams. We've got Crusader running the Tangrowth, Reddistill, the Sea King, a really interesting option. Surfetched, Dusclops, a Mew, and then Cactus running Machamp, Shadow Hypno, Pinsir, Clefable, Meganium, and that tiny little fella over there is the Berserker. DJ Blaze, what kind of thoughts stand out to you about these 2 teams?
So this is going to be quite interesting actually. I'm also wondering if that is. I'm hoping that Sea King's triple legacy. What he's
Well,
managed to
Crusader has
revive.
gone into battle without double moving all of his Pokemon before, so maybe he's just running the Poison Jab Icy Wind or Poison Jab Drill Run.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see about that, and also with the Mew too. So obviously the Mew, you've got moves upon moves. The choices are just almost infinite what he can run on that as well. So those are going to be 2 interesting Pokemon to see just how he's decided to equip them move wise, or if he even has decided to equip them move wise at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice little show with the Surf Edge there too. Although it's another one of we were just talking about before too. It's going to be interesting to see what moveset he decides to run on that. And if I was running that, I'd be almost tempted to run the Brave Bird and the Night Slash combo there.
Right. You were you were reading up the movesets before, and before we started recording, and that was the first time that I had learned that Surfetch can learn Brave Bird, which that'll be a really handy one. I'm liking that one because Surfetched already has no defense, so if you triple debuff the defense, who cares? But that Brave Bird is gonna one shot the Pinsir and the Machamp quite easily. I think it's gonna come close to. I think it might even one shot the Meganium. Or did you look that up?
If not a quite one shot, didn't quite look at that, but if not one shot, it's going to be very close.
Right.
It's going to have it down almost ready to tap.
And then Night Slash or Leaf Blade, you're leaning towards the Night Slash on that one?
I'll probably go for the Night Slash on this one, just to cover that Hypno and put it under a bit more pressure.
But this was on I looked up. While the Night Slash can hit that Hypno pretty hard, the Hypno only takes it was 3 or 4 confusions to knock out a full Surfetched. So that's gonna be hard.
It's definitely going to be something to be wary of, especially that Shadow Hypno just outputs a ton of damage, and even with that defense, that lower defense, he's still tanky.
Yeah. So if you're Cactus, what trio are you thinking of going in with against Krisader?
I think that Hypno is almost a guarantee there because
as your lead,
it's going to be doing a lot of damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he decides to bring the Machamp through, just to sort of maybe look at that Registeel. So I think the Registeel is going to be a pretty decent, possibly almost a safe switch really against, for Krisader to come through there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whether he wants to try and, just put that extra fast move damage with the Clefable coming through, or if not the Meganium as well, because Meganium's going to be doing tons of damage with that Frenzy Plant.
Yeah, and so I think in turn, Registeel a decent safe switch for Krisader. I think Meganium will be a good safe switch for Cactus. Really only having trouble with probably... I mean, the Poison Jab on Seaking's going to hurt, and so will Icy Wind, but, he's got to shield the Frenzy Plants, and Tangrowth is going to be resisting the Frenzy Plant and the Earthquake, and can use that Rock Slide, but still, it's still going to take multiple Rock Slides to get through a whole Meganium.
And the same thing, it's almost a pretty even matchup there. They've got the Rock Slides versus the Frenzy Plants, and even Frenzy Plant resisted still hits like a truck. Yeah,
totally. All right, you ready to get into battles?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where these guys take it and just what moves, especially the Hypno too. What moves these guys?
Yeah, of course. You've always got to think about the Hypno. Let's get into it. Battle number 1, and we've got a Clefable versus the Mew. All right, we're gonna see what moves this Mew's running. Is that? I thought that was double fire for a second. That would have been crazy. So Psyshock, Flame Charge, and switches out into the Tangrowth. djblaze, what are you thinking at the moment with how this lead's gone?
And we've also got the Perizoka to come in to take on that Tangrowth too. So this is interesting start at the moment. There was a Shadow Claw on that Mew. I think we saw there.
Mm-hmm.
He managed to get a bit of charge up there, but I didn't quite see what his moves are.
Okay, so the Mew is running the Psyshock and Flame Charge. The Berserker here running the Foul Play, and I believe that was Close Combat. So this Foul Play probably going to knock out the Tangrowth. Yeah, that Tangrowth is now out of commission, and now we're going to see the Mew coming back in, running the Flame Charge now. So this will absolutely KO the crap out of the Berserker, but the Berserker throwing up the shield. So we are now 1 shield down on Cactus's side, both shields up for Krisader. Are you going to be shielding this one if you're Krisader, Blaze?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be shielding this one. He knows that Foul Play is going to be coming through after letting that Tangrowth go down. Probably not expecting whatever he's got left in the back to come out. So is he going to go with the... No, he decides to bring the Clefable back in. Interesting.
Yeah, so he knew that Mew has Flame Charge, so if he brings out that Meganium, he's either got to use that other shield, or he's going to let that Flame Charge through. Charms down that Mew, and now out comes Dusclops as the third Pokemon. Who's winning this matchup?
So this is going to be interesting to go through here, because Dusclops, even though he's got the Fire Punch, it still takes of more than a couple Fire Punches to actually go through in that Meganium. And the Meganium with the Frenzy Plant, or if he decides to go for it, is still going to do a ton of damage here. So this is going to be a close one. Yeah,
I think so. I think Epic Cactus has got this one, because it's going to take 1 more Fire Punch, or 2 more Fire Punches to knock it out from here. Building up a little more energy, just going for that Frenzy Plant. Let's see how much this does. This will be a fair bit. Look, I'm thinking that from here, Cactus is, even if the Meganium goes down, that Clefable's just going to come through and charm. So unless this knows this suddenly learns Fire Blast, I think this one's over.
So I think this doesn't quite KO though, does it? No. So he's going to get a couple more Vine Whips in here. Is he going to get enough to get to a Frenzy Plant, KO it, and then
that's it. Game
That's
over.
it.
So Epic Cactus winning the first battle, and that was a really nice lead for Krisader there with the Mew. The Mew's got really good coverage. The Psyshock is gonna just completely hurt that Machamp. The Flame Charge gonna be great against the Meganium, the Berserker, and the Pinsir. Really good choice of movesets there.
Yeah, like that Mew, as we were saying before, just wondering what moveset it does decide to rock with. But I think that's definitely it tends to be its ideal moveset anyway, and it's doing a lot of damage across the board to this team as well. So I can see him using this again. Whether or not Cactus has a decent answer to that Mew, on the other hand, is going to be interesting to see just how he decides to come back in the second match.
Because Berserker would probably be my pick as its best counter, but Krisader probably recognised that himself, which is why he has gone with the Flame Charge as a really nice coverage move.
And that Flame Charge is going to put that Berserker under a ton of pressure too, and so it's going to be, even though it's a good counter for it, it's still going to have to invest at least a shield, if not a couple more, if not both of them, to keep it up against that. And then you got to worry about what he's bringing in the back as well, and then how you're going to match that up as well.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, are we? What are we thinking here? Has Epic Cactus got much of a chance against this Mew? What's
he's also going to worry about the he's also going to worry about that Dusclops as well, because that Dusclops just does, it's so tanky.
Sure.
That Fire Punch is going to be putting both the Pinsir and the
That's a good point.
Pressure.
Yeah, so I mean the Berserker can do some work against those two Pokemon, but they need shields essentially.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
yep.
Yeah, not really sure where he's going to go from here, so it'd be interesting to see what he decides to try and pull out.
I mean, we're talking about it like he's in a bit of trouble here, but he did take out the first battle, which is really interesting. Epic Cactus is 1-0 against the champion Krisader. Let's see if he can keep it up. Battle number 2. We got Dusclops against Pinsir. Very bad for the Pinsir. So all those bug moves are going to be resisted. The close combat double resisted. Fire Punch is in there too. We are getting a Fire Punch coming through on the Berserker. Is he not going to shield? He doesn't shield. Wow, djblaze, what do you make of that decision?
That's an interesting decision there. He was able to switch out, which I think was, I'm not quite sure what his move with that is there, because that's half damage going out. Decides to bring the Mew in against it, but yeah, that's an interesting call there. I'm guessing he's thinking it's like, I'm just going to get a foul play off of here, draw a shield, and then save those shields at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's what it's looking like is happening at the moment, because like even though that Fire Punch has gone through, that Berserker is still just doing a heap of work. We get the attack buff from Mew, which will be very, very telling in the rest of this battle. Deciding to shield, which I think great decision there, because that with half health left, that thing can still do a ton of work. He has got one shield left to play with as well. And in comes the Exorcist. So this will KO. And then what are we going to see from here?
Like he's in a very good position here, because he's going to get this Mew out. He's got his he definitely needs to switch out of this one very quickly, which he does. And then
here it is.
Hey, there it is. We knew he was coming.
All right.
This is pretty much, he can almost farm this straight down, but he decides to go early, possibly trying to draw out the shield.
And does not shield. Doesn't get the KO, but that's fine. We can lock on and just lock on down from here. And it is not often that you get a lock on farm down. But it's happening, djblaze. Only on the ring.
Only on the ring do we ever see it. Just to take out the Clefable with the lock on. That's all you need. However, he still has... So Cactus has still got a shield in the back. And he's bringing in that Pinsir. So if we can get to that close combat before he gets the two moves, will it happen?
Oh, yeah. What did Krisader have in the back again? Was that it? That was... No. Krisader still has the second Pokemon left. I'm trying to remember what it was. I've completely forgotten it.
I believe it was the Dusclops.
Okay, sure. So that close combat coming through. So now opting to get that double debuff down. Okay, so with that Dusclops, I think that's just too much for the pincer to ask for. That close combat was great against that Registeel, but oh look, you can see how much that Fire Punch did. Double debuff defense as well. And so Krisader wins one back. We will not be getting a sweep from Epic Cactus.
No, Krisader had that one relatively comfortably as well. I mean, he could have easily farmed up a couple more charge moves there with that against that Clefable too, but decided to throw early, which is perfectly fine since he knew he had the Dusclops in the back, and that they would easily take out the pincer, especially at that range as well.
Yeah, and so with the benefit of hide and sight, what do we think about that decision not to shield the Fire Punch from Berserker?
In hindsight, I think that was perfectly fine. Actually, he did need those shields further down the track. And saying that, yeah, against the Registeel, that Berserker wouldn't have done much extra as well, so it would have been pretty even matchup there. So I think he probably made the right decision there.
Yeah, I think so too. That we're still able to do plenty of work with the Berserker. Burned, I think it was one or even two shields maybe against the Mew.
He got both shield at Berserker in the end too, just using that second shield, using that first shield towards the end of that sort of matchup there did allow him to get that second Night Slash off.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
Which,
okay.
In turn forced out the second shield, so he was definitely in a good position there.
So I believe we've seen the Dusclops and the Mew in both battles from Krisader, switching up the Tangrowth and the Registeel for battle number 2. Let's see what he's going to bring for battle number 3. We're 1-1 at the moment. Oh, we've got the Shadow Hypno. He's going to switch straight out because that Dusclops is going to do some work. And, oh, wow, we've got Surf Edged. Look at that health go down fast. Are we going to get the shield? Is this going to be shielded? Just at the last second, that close combat comes through. And that is all we're going to hear from the Berserker that was going to give so much trouble to that team. It is gone.
Oh, no, he manages to get a charge move off, but as we said before, this Surf Edge is going to go down almost faster than that Berserker did.
Yes. Look at that. There's more orange there than yellow.
He still manages to get a second one off, though. Luckily, he managed to charge up enough with that Berserker to at least put this Hypno under a bit of pressure.
Okay, so you'd think as soon as that Surf Edge goes down, the Dusclops is going to come back out again. It has to avoid a Shadow Ball, though. The Shadow Punch does get there first. And we get the shield from Epic Cactus, so not confident that Hypno would have survived the Shadow Punch. And now we get the switch out. Meganium coming in, and we've got all Registeel. Now, Cactus does not have any shields left.
He does not, but he is going to get an Earthquake away now. Is he going to shield this? This is the question. Is he going to be thinking?
Oh, sorry, no. Cactus doesn't have shields. Sorry, Krisader had one shield. That's what I was looking at. And gets the Earthquake through.
He lets it hit, but however, he's still got that Dusclops in the back. So I think he's going to be betting on that Dusclops to be able to finish this one out. And I'd say it's a pretty good bet as well at this stage.
Yeah, so just this Frenzy Plant will be enough at this range to get rid of that Registeel. And Krisader is absolutely fine with that because now out comes the Dusclops and it's going to be able to Fire Punch the rest of that Meganium down. Oh, building up a little bit more energy as well, which is not a bad idea.
The shield. He does have the energy in the back. He's probably going to go for 2 just so he can, probably just going to go Shadow Punch actually from here.
Here's that Shadow Punch. So Cactus trying to switch in that Hypno and surprise Krisader with a Shadow Ball, but Krisader too fast or the game too slow.
Either one, I think he was in a pretty strong position there. He had, as long as he got the CMP on that, just hoping that he wasn't quite up to Shadow Ball yet. I think he was still at least a confusion behind on that, so he was pretty safe with that, knowing that he'd be able to farm up, get the Shadow Punch away first, and then finish off that Meganium with that fire, with the Fire Punch coming through too. So he was pretty safe, I think, across the border there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dusclops putting in some work.
Dusclops putting in a ton of work, and as we said before, Dusclops is a pretty good counter against most of this team. that Shadow Punch and that Fire Punch combo, and just the fact he's just so tanky as well. He can take a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been his Crusader's go-to here, I think, and with good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, like we've discussed, that Fire Punch is really doing some work against the Pinsir and the Meganium, and that Shadow Punch doing some great work against the Shadow Hypno. Crusader's been great with that energy management as well. Knowing exactly when to build up a little bit more energy than necessary. That he did worry me a little when that Frenzy Plant came through from the Meganium at the end there, but no, Crusader's doing really well.
And I think it seems he's learned after the first match as well. He's sort of, I mean, the first game, like the first one, but he's made the adjustment. Like he knows that his go-to here is definitely the Dusclops and the Mew, and then he's he started off with the Tangrowth, didn't quite manage to match that up properly, and so the second match he decided to bring the Registeel in, which of course did super effectively against what Cactus was running, and of course that Surf Edge coming through the third time. Nice little matchup against the Parazoka there allowed him to get a ton of energy, and then put that Hypno under a bit of pressure to bring out a couple of shields. And the rest was all she wrote.
And that's probably been my favorite thing about watching Crusader's performance tonight is just fantastic team comp. Just making some fantastic decisions. That Surf Edge obviously just gonna melt that Berserker that we were saying was gonna give him so much trouble. If you're Epic Cactus, how do you think you're going to deal with this from this point? It's match point now. Crusader's only got to win one more to win that set. So what's Epic Cactus bringing?
He really needs to try and get that matchup. He needs to target that Dusclops and needs to figure out a way around it. And it's going to be difficult. Just with
Clefable?
Clefable's an option. I think it's he did use that in the second one. To pretty good effect.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm thinking maybe Clefable lead because we've established that the Registeel is going to be more of a safe switch option for Crusader, so you're probably not going to match it against the Registeel in that lead, and has good matchups against the rest of that team.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that too. Have the Clefable come in the lead, and possibly almost even have that Marchant maybe in the back if he's banking on that Registeel coming there. But I'd probably go Meganium again. I think Meganium's just a stronger pick.
Yeah, good call. Alright, let's find out. Match point for Crusader. Battle number 4. We have... Whoa, look at this! The Sea King comes out! And, wow, called that... Wonderful... Oh, wait, no, hang on. It is a Waterfall. I was thinking Poison Jab. So not as good a pick now. The Meganium is going to absolutely cream that Pokemon.
He decides to invest a shield here too, so he might have been thinking of switching, but I think he's going to charge up first before going out. Oh, he's going to go for the Icy Wind, okay. So he wants to throw first before switching out. At least we're thinking that's what he wants to do.
Yes, yeah. Because if it stays in, it's just, wow, let's it go. So, Cactus preserving that shield. Gonna get through this Frenzy Plant as well. We might see the second shield from Crusader, or Crusader will just let that thing go down. And it does go down. Alright, so out comes the Dusclops. And Crusader obviously on the back foot here. Do you see him coming back at all during this matchup? This Frenzy Plant is going to obviously do a fair bit. Using that second shield as well, so now down 2 shields. Do you see him coming back from here?
I don't think this is game over yet. He's down both shields though, so he's going to chance to farm this down, and also he's going to have a ton of energy to work with here. He does have the Hypno and the Parazoka, so again, Parazoka is going to be under pressure here with those Fire Punches, and depends whether he wants to shield now or he does the shield now, and he's going to have to decide on that again. Does he want to shield or not? He's got a chance here, just depending what he decides to do with this.
So we've seen that this will take out about half of the HP. Can it get to another Fire Punch before the foul play comes through? The Fire Punch does come through. So Cactus now investing that second shield. And we're almost back to even now. Cactus is almost down at the same level as Crusader is now. We get the switch out to the Registeel. And oh no. Oh no. That close combat.
Okay, not as much damage as I thought it would. So he's still safe here, but that Hypno coming in the back. And the Hypno is going to be... This is going to be close here. This Hypno is going to be able to put in quite a bit of damage on him. I'm not sure if it can survive just because of that. Oh, it's half. Okay. So it's going to be close.
So that Fire Punch is just going to get through first. Throwing one extra confusion. Now trying to throw that Fire Punch and just gets there. That was skinny your teeth stuff. That Fire Punch is coming through. And now it's going to come down to the Hypno versus the Dusclops, sorry. And all the Dusclops will have to do is get to one Shadow Punch. The Fire Punch does come through. I don't think this is going to faint.
I think it's good. I think it does. Oh, no, it doesn't.
So now that Shadow Punch coming in, throwing an extra couple of hexes.
So he's trying to get that second Shadow Punch just to get that last hit out in the back there. This is going to be close.
Wow. Oh, the Shadow Claw comes through. Epic Cactus ties it up.
He's taking it to 2-2. This is a tight matchup, and he did really well there to bring that second match back and to take it under control. Got him from the lead as well, which was nice to see.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest. I think that was more Krisader stuffing up at that lead.
I definitely think it was, and also deciding to stay in as long as he did on that lead as well.
Yes. So what do you think Krisader was thinking with using that waterfall on the Sea King and leading with it?
I'm thinking he was. I think he was targeting the Berserker for that one there. With that coming in, I'm thinking that was what his target was, either that or
that's
possibly the Clefable coming through.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm thinking it was definitely for the Berserker though, and that's of course the waterfall damage is going to be doing decent amount against that Berserker, and he's identified that as his sort of cactuses. That's his main go-to to take out on that Dusclops, and I think he knows that. So he was trying to catch him out, I think, and with the Meganium lead. Unfortunately, that failed pretty miserably for him in the end. Definitely cost him.
And you called it perfectly with that Meganium lead for Cactus. Did really well for him. Burn shields, put him in a commanding position kind of midway through the battle.
It really did. I mean, we know how much damage those Meganiums can do. It's just a really solid Pokemon. That Frenzy Plant, even resisted, it still hits hard. And of course, having the Earthquake in the bag is that extra threat too. Also puts a lot of Pokemon under a lot of pressure.
Totally. So that means we are 2-2. We are on the final battle. These two kids who come all the way from Tasmania. They are co-Tasmanian battlers. They are, they're both from Tassie, and they're both within 100 spots of each other on the global rankings as well. Krisader is going for his third win, which not many people have done yet on the ring, achieved 3 wins in a row, and Cactus looking to avenge himself after that sweep at the hands of Suzumi this. Here's battle number 5. What are we going to see? It is Dusclops against Berserker. So, this is very even. Those Fire Punches are going to come out quicker than the foul plays. And both will be able to tank at least one. So do you see either of them switching out at all, trying to get a better matchup here?
I think this is going to sort of depend on who decides to go for the charge moves here. Like, I don't think he wants to switch out. And if he can win this matchup with the Dusclops here, I think it's going to put him in a relatively decent position. Although he looks into switch now, and he does decide to bring out that Surfetched again, and of course the counter switch.
Oh, Cactus is now gonna melt. Look, Krisader tried to get that Surfetched in and get some cheeky little damage before Cactus could react, but Cactus was ready for it. Cactus gonna just get rid of that thing. Just gets it out of here. Go, get out of here, Surfetched. But now, again,
here, but it depends. He doesn't want to overplay his hand here, and it's going to be interesting to see if Krisader has the tools to turn this around or not. And I don't think he does.
Yeah, wow, this is like crazy how this has worked out. We've gone from the most even of matchups to just a crazy hard counter battle. One hard counter being hard countered by the next hard counter. So this. Oh, look at this undercharge. I think that's in vain. I think that's just going to absolutely KO that Clefable. And now in comes the Berserker again. So just going straight for that close combat, trying to get in before that Focus Blast comes through. Not able to do it.
Well, he decides to shield this as well, so he's definitely going to be able to come. Oh, he's going to switch to the Meganium, actually. Bring him in. Or no, maybe not.
Might have been
Foul
expecting
Play,
the switch from Krisader.
so Foul Play is still going to KO from this range, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's definitely strong enough to take. It decides to shield.
All right, we're now shieldless. This flash cannon is not going to KO by any stretch of the imagination, so the Cactus can probably afford to farm up a little if Krisader doesn't want to switch, but no, Krisader looks like is bringing up the switch menu, and now that Dusclops comes out, we'll be able to take a Frenzy Plant, so can then farm up a little bit more energy, which it can then use against that Berserker.
So he wants to be very careful just how much he farms up here too, because he doesn't want to let him get so low that he gets KO'd, but at the same time he wants to be able to get that second Fire Punch, because a single claw is probably going to knock him out at this range.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's not going to quite work. So now we are down to Berserker versus Registeel, and that close combat is ready. Looks like that's the game.
This will take it home. So yeah, we've gone from some stupidly tight matches to unfortunately just those hard counters. But Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack takes it back. He is now the new ring champion, winning it 3 games to 2 against Krisader. Well done to Epic Cactus and his cat.
That was well done. So he got the first one, and then lost the next 2, and then won the final 2. So he managed to switch his game up. He managed to, just sort of work around that Dusclops. Maybe Krisader relied on it just a little bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And both players really adapting to each other's games, which I really liked to see. Both players were making slight adjustments to their team. There was, as we predicted, there was a lot of variety with those movesets, so there was a lot of versatility in those teams. Cactus really loving that Surf-Esh was there. Obviously, that Clefable was brought in really to deal with that Surf-Edge, so Cactus was definitely expecting that Surf-Edge to come out and made the correct call in the end that that he wouldn't lead with the Surf-Edge, that it was going to come out later.
And I think we actually saw every single Pokemon actually got used in there too, so that was also interesting to see too, that everything got some game time.
That's a good call. I like that. that is a really good observation. So if you want to take on Epic Cactus, the new champion, in the ring, we'll put a link to the Arena Australis Discord server in the description below. Join up, get to the Join a Lobby channel, and click on the React for the ring. That's where we put out the call for new challenges every week. Also, we're going to chuck in a link to the PvP. I'm going to give it a go. Yep, go on. Aotearoa. Okay, I'm going to chuck in the link to PvP Aotearoa into that description below. So, Arena Australis covering both Australia and New Zealand. PvPA just having a focus on the locals in New Zealand as well. So, really good if you don't want to, take on people who are, 5 hours away from you.
Yeah, there's unfortunately, as much as I enjoy some of those overseas lobbies, that time difference hurts.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that. So yeah, both of those server invites will be in the description below, and we will see you next week.